Okay, we'll call to order the regular meeting of the Batavia City Council for Tuesday, July 5th, 2016. I'd ask that you all please rise for a brief invocation to be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Tonight, as the City Council meets in a regular session, we are ever mindful that we have just concluded the fantastic 4th of July celebration that we enjoyed last night as a community. As always, it is the largest gathering of Batavians in one time, and in one place at one time. And last night was no exception to that. And we are just thankful, number one, for the tremendous spirit of patriotism and love of country that was exercised last night. And secondly, we are ever mindful and appreciative of the blessing that we enjoy in this community, that we have a stalwart group of volunteers who step forward every year and run this program and raise over $40,000 to make for it's allowed to be paid for, with no tax dollars being interjected into the buying of fireworks. So as a community, we have much to be thankful for. Also, as always, tonight we want to remember those from our community who are serving on foreign soils in defense of the liberties of the United States of America. And we ask that them, along with all those from our country who are serving with them, be showered upon with a special blessing of safety and security. As always, we also want to ask for guidance and direction as we act on the various items of business before us, knowing that each and every one of the members of the City Council is here to do what in the best hearts and minds is for the good of the community. We ask for all these blessings. Amen. Alderman Mueller, you always do such an excellent job at doing the Pledge of Allegiance, and because this is 4th of July, I'd ask that you do it tonight.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, moving then to item number 3, which is the roll call.
Okay, Brown?
Here.
Risotto?
Here.
Achek?
Here.
Stark? Chancet? Wolf?
Here.
Fisher?
Here.
O'Brien?
Here.
Callahan?
Here.
Holman?
Here.
Mueller?
Here.
Batterman?
Here.
Cerrone?
Here.
McFadden?
Here. Okay, let the record reflect that 12 of the 14 elected aldermen of the City Council are present and accounted for, so we have the necessary quorum to conduct business. Moving then to items number 4, which are items to be removed, added, or changed on tonight's agenda. I've been advised by the city administrator that we do not need an item 18, that we don't have any update on the purchase and sale of electrical power that we need to discuss tonight. So, Alderman Atek, do you have any?
No, nothing else.
Anybody on the council have any changes? All right, you want to make a motion for approval of the agenda as amended, then I guess?
I move we approve the agenda as amended.
Second. Moved by Alderman Atek, second by Alderman Fisher for the approval of the agenda as amended with the removal of item 18. Clerk, call the roll.
Achek?
Aye.
Wolf?
Aye.
Fisher?
Aye.
O'Brien?
Aye.
Callahan?
Aye.
Holman?
Aye.
Mueller?
Aye.
Batterman?
Aye.
Cerrone?
Aye.
McFadden?
Aye. Motion's approved, 12 yes, no no's, 2 absent. Moving then to item number 5, which is presentation of tonight's consent agenda. Alderman Atek, as Chairman of Governmental Services, would you present this?
The consent agenda reads as follows. Accept and place on file April and May 2016 financials, Historic Preservation Commission minutes for May 23, 2016, Plan Commission Zoning Board of Appeals minutes for May 18, 2016, Committee of the Whole minutes for May 24th, May 31st, and June 7th, 2016, 2015 Comprehensive Annual Financial Report, 2015 Annual Financial Report. Approvals. July 1st, 2016, payroll in the amount of $784,332.92. Accounts payable check register $1,969,074.93. Ordinance 16-37 declare surplus equipment for the fire department. Ordinance 16-41 changing the name of South Drive to Hawks Drive. Ordinance 16-38 grant of a variance for deferred parking for Vista Investments. The applicant is 1801 Suncast Lane. Ordinance 16-39, amending the text of the zoning code, and approval for the Class B liquor license for Speedway. I move we accept the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Atek, second by Alderman McFadden for the approval of the consent agenda as presented. Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll, please.
Atek?
Aye.
Wolf?
Aye.
Fisher?
Aye.
O'Brien?
Aye.
Callahan?
Aye.
Holman?
Aye.
Mueller?
Aye.
Waterman?
Aye.
Throne?
Aye.
McFadden?
Aye.
Brown?
Aye.
Consent agenda is approved, 12 yes, no.
Aye.
Sorry. I'll get it.
Consent agenda is approved, 12 yes, no nos, 2 absent. Okay, moving to item number 6, are matters from the public for items not on the agenda. Do we have anybody this evening? All right, moving then to item number 7, which is a presentation tonight by the Batavia Chamber of Commerce. Do we have somebody from the chamber here? We don't. I'm told that we have a guest that's supposed to speak on behalf of the, as part of the chambers. Would you like to come up and introduce yourself? I'm sorry, the chamber's not here, so I don't know what to tell you about that. I'm in charge of a lot of things, but not the chamber, so I can't.
I was asked to give a short presentation on a business we just recently opened here in Batavia. My name is Jay Cherry. I'm the co-owner of Eagle Eye Polygraph LLC, located right here at 106 West Wilson Street in Batavia, which is the old post office building, which is next to the new Walgreens. My wife, Kathleen, is the co-owner and CFO and administrator of the business. We began about 2 years ago to provide polygraph services, which is lie detection, for this area. After serving in the FBI as a special agent and polygraph examiner for over 21 years, I retired and opened Eagle Eye Polygraph, LLC, which provides polygraph services for police and fire pre-employment, attorneys, post-conviction sex offender testing, personal matters such as to clear one's name in an allegation, and several federal agency security clearance and pre-employment polygraph exams. It's a family-run business, so we've resided very happily in Batavia for over 24 years. We opened the private business approximately 2 years ago to assist those seeking the truth in a wide variety of areas in both English and Spanish. I speak Spanish fluently. I've been a federally certified polygraph examiner for over 12 years, and I've conducted thousands of polygraph exams. So for further information, you can reach us on our website, www.eagleeyepolygraph.com, or my email, j@eagleeyepolygraph.com. Telephone number 630-937-4214. That's all I have for tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Do you have anybody in the council have any comments or questions?
I have a question, Your Honor.
Alderman Brown?
Do you do any other background checks or just polygraph?
Just the polygraph part itself, yeah.
Well, Alderman
Your Honor, I would just say that we've known the Cherries for quite some time as neighbors, live in close proximity, and our children going to school together. And they are great people. They're a great family, great addition to Batavia and things. And I think that I would highly recommend their services that they're offering to the people that live here. So, thank you.
Certainly, on behalf of the City Council, let me, number one, welcome you to our community. Thank you for deciding to put your business in our downtown. And certainly, we wish you the very, very best wishes for continued business growth and success. And, I know our relationships with your organization have been always very professional and very good, so we appreciate all the good stuff that you're doing, and let that word go forth. And I hope that you experience a lot of business growth and bolstering as you move forward on this. And thank you for choosing Batavia as your home base. So welcome to town.
Great. Thank you very much. Thanks for allowing me to speak.
Thank you. All right, this is a night of good news here. We're moving to item number 8, which is a presentation to Batavia Access by the Batavia High School baseball team. Coach Holm or Beckman or somebody, I guess.
I dressed as Roy told me to, so thank you for having us here tonight. I'm Matt Holm, the recently retired head baseball coach at Batavia High School, and this is Alex Beckman. He'll be taking over. He is taking over. They're doing very well. This is his little brother, Luke, who's one of our captains, and we have a presentation of a check for $2,386.50 We've been working with Roy and Rudy in the Batavia Access Toy Drive for several years now. A couple of years ago in particular, Rudy mentioned to us at our football banquet that they had some problems with the facility and lost a bunch of the toys that they were providing, and immediately we went to work with the baseball program and the football program to have donations to resupply that. And we've been working with them ever since. Before the holiday, our players meet over at the church, and we'll find out where that's going to be in the future, but help deliver and help people shop. Over 500 youth in Batavia are recipients, and so for the baseball season, we always have a senior night up at Cougar Stadium, and it's a dual night with the Canelan team, and the proceeds from that we split, and each team give to whatever foundation, or a couple of young ladies from Canelan had cancer, and that's where Canelan put theirs. Last year we gave to tornado relief. But this year we didn't have any particular individual, and I was standing in the shower and I'm like, wow, who am I going to give to? Roy. I called Roy immediately, and oh brother, we could use it. We need it. So he came out and threw the first pitch, which was fun. I can't remember if it was a strike or not. It was. Okay. But we're very happy to work with them. We will continue to work with them. I'm staying with football. I know Alex will continue to do things with baseball. But I just called Roy and said, hey, I have a check for you. And he said, oh, no, you're doing this formally. So in T-shirts and shorts, we are formally handing you a check for $2,386.50. And we greatly appreciate everything you do for the kids in town.
Thank you.
All yours.
You know, I was going to talk anyway. So, you know, my mother would have been here. She would have said, what are you going to do with this guy? He retiring from baseball. And I know all of the agents were standing around going, well, we're going to get him to be a coach on baseball. And we're going to get him to do this, and we're going to get him to do that. Wrong. Guess who's get the first vote? Me. That's my new coach on my team, Batavia Access Toys. So welcome, my new coach to Batavia Access Toys. Again, I'd like to thank the baseball team and the football team, and as I probably said many, many times, being here, once a Bulldog, always a Bulldog. We're all Bulldogs. And I know everybody out in Batavia that's a Bulldog fan or a Bulldog player or whatever is going to have to step up this year to really help us with the toy drive. I just made mention to the mayor and a few other folks when I was walking in. We had another catastrophe at the church. And as you've heard already tonight, where are we going to go this year for the toy drive? We've developed some water problems in the church. We've developed some problems with some of the toys that we've had stored there for this year. And I got to tell you, this is really going to help us. Don't know if this is going to help us to move to another spot or to help us to buy toys. But somebody says, I think it was the chief, he says, where are you going to have the toy drive this year? I says, I'm going to tell you, we're going to have the toy drive in Batavia if I have to have it in my front yard. Because my mother's going to be going, we need the toy drive. We're going to have it in Batavia. So if we don't have a spot, ladies and gentlemen, it will be in my front yard, 500 Douglas Road. Again, thanks to the baseball team, thanks to the football team, and thanks again to the council. This is going to go a long way. At least as a start for this year's toy drive here in Batavia. Thank you very much.
Well, don't leave yet. Let me just say, see, Roy and I go way back together. I don't want to tell you how far back it is, but it's back there.
At least 2 or 3 years.
At least 2 or 3 years. Anyway, we had this conversation, and obviously we all know that the Baptist Church, as we know it, is kind of in a state of disrepair, and it's probably on its last leg up there. And so I just wanted to, I had it written down here under the mayor's report to open up by saying that one of the things maybe we need to have some community conversation about is if we can find at least a temporary spot to hold the toy drive for this coming year. So I'm just putting that out there, that if anybody here or people watching on TV or in the community know of something that they think could be available to Roy and his group for a couple, 3 weeks before Christmas, what do you want, from about the 1st of December to
Yeah, probably a little bit before that.
middle of November?
Even the start of November if we can.
Start of
I mean,
November?
you know,
Okay.
my wife and daughter's going to beat me up, so, save my life, folks,
Okay, well, I'm not so much worried about them as your mother up there.
Yeah, well, that's, I don't,
She's got both of our numbers.
yeah, thank you.
So anyway, that's what we'll just throw that out there for the moment now. There's a lot of people listening here and other places when I say that, so I'm fully confident we'll find something.
Well, I'll come back at the end of the month and you can give me the good news.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay?
Thank you, and thank
Thank you very much. Thank
baseball
you.
team for your great generosity.
Thanks.
Okay. Okay, moving to item number 9, which is appointment of firefighter recruit Thomas Moon to the Batavia Fire Department, and I would so make that appointment and ask for a motion of confirmation.
Second.
Moved by Alderman, who made it? You seconded it.
I'll make the motion.
Moved by Alderman O'Brien.
I'll make
seconded
it
by
then.
Alderman Atek. Clerk, call the roll, please.
O'Brien,
Aye.
Callahan.
Aye.
Holman.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Waterman.
Aye.
Saron.
Aye.
McFadden.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Risotto.
Aye.
Atek.
Aye.
Motion's approved, 12 yes, no no's, 2 absent. Chief Dykey?
Thomas Moon is going to be a new paid on call in our department. We did say yes. Hiding behind me. He's a resident of Batavia. He also works full-time as a firefighter in Sugar Grove. He has certificates as an advanced firefighter in hazmat operations. He's a fire apparatus engineer. He has a technical rescue certificate, and he's a fire instructor 1. So we're very happy to have him as a new paid on call in our department.
Grab a mic. Clip
Turn that one around. If you raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Thomas Moon,
I, Thomas Moon,
having been appointed
having been appointed
to the position of paid-on-call firefighter
to the position of paid-on-call firefighter
with the Batavia Fire Department
with the Batavia Fire Department
in the cities of Kane and DuPage, in the counties of Kane and DuPage,
in the counties of Kane and DuPage,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of position of paid-on-call firefighter
of position of paid-on-call firefighter
with the Batavia Fire Department
with the Batavia Fire Department
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Welcome. All right, for more good news on this good news agenda, we'll move to item number 10, which is Resolution 16-59-R, authorizing an execution of an employment agreement between the City of Batavia and Laura M. Newman for the accepting the position of Batavia City Administrator, which I so make that appointment.
So moved.
Moved by Alderman Brown, second by Alderman Wolf. Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Brown.
Aye.
Risotto.
Aye.
Atek.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Aye.
Callahan.
Aye.
Holman.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Waterman.
Aye.
Saron.
Aye.
McFadden.
Aye.
Motion's approved, 12 yes, no no's, 2 absent. So Laura, welcome to the city government of Batavia, and we certainly are sitting here tonight hoping this means many, many good years of leadership and administration and all your great talents expressed and shown throughout this community in a number of ways. And certainly following in Bill's footsteps, you've got a lot of very successful things that have been accomplished, and certainly we look upon your administration to help us achieve a lot more. So thank you for stepping forward, and she's going to hit the ground running tomorrow. She's meeting with the police roll call at 6:45 in the morning. She's not wasting any time. Did you want to make any comments?
I'd like to thank the mayor and the city council for this appointment. It is such an exciting time to be joining the city. In the time that I've lived here, the 13 years that I've lived here, I've seen so many tremendous positive changes, and I want to give a lot of credit to my predecessor, Bill McGrath, for the work that he has done on behalf of the city. And I know that I've got some very big shoes to fill, but I really look forward to working with the mayor, with the city council, alongside the employees of the city of Batavia on behalf of the residents and the business community here to make Batavia the best city that it can possibly be now and into the future. So thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, moving then to item number 11. I have received and we're placing on file a letter of resignation from Laura Newman as a member of the Batavia Board of Fire and Police Commissioners. She's been ably serving there for the last several years. We are looking around at what's happening in the ranks of both the police and fire department, and we've got things happening like right now. So we don't have time to sit and wait to cogitate about hiring another or appointing a new commissioner. So with that being said, I would ask for a motion, number one, to accept Laura Newman's resignation as a member of that body, and also to appoint Randy Zeese as her replacement on the Batavia Board of Fire and Police Commissioners. And Randy, as I think most of you know, is a retired battalion chief of the Batavia Fire Department, lifelong Batavian, lives here, knows everybody, and I certainly was endorsed by both Chief Shira and Chief Dykey for this appointment. So I'd ask for a motion that would accomplish that.
So move.
Second.
Moved by Brown, second by Callahan for the acceptance of the resignation of Laura Newman from the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners and the appointment of Randy Zeese to replace her. Any other discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Brown.
Aye.
Soto.
Aye.
Atek.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Aye.
Callahan.
Aye.
Holman.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Waterman.
Aye.
Saron.
Aye.
McFadden.
Aye.
Motion's approved, 12 yes, no no's, 2 absent. All right, moving to item number 12, which is Resolution 16-57-R, authorizing execution of an agreement between the City of Batavia and the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 196. Who's got this one? Alderman Atek?
I'll take it, yes. Okay, this is, as you said, the approval of the agreement between the City of Batavia and the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. And with this collective bargaining agreement expired the 31st, 2015, and there's been good faith bargaining between the two parties, and they've come to an agreement, which includes 2 changes, and that would be Article 23 of increasing the clothing allowance $100, raising it to $400, and Article 26 wage raises of 2.5% on January 1st, 2016, and 2.5% on January 1st, 2017. And staff recommends that we approve this and suggests that we will remain competitive with wages and benefits. So I move that we approve Resolution 16-57-R, authorizing the execution of an agreement between the City of Batavia and the International Brotherhood of Electrical Local Workers 196.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Atek, second by Alderman Saron, for the approval of the City of Batavia and the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 196 employment agreement. Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Atek.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Aye.
Callahan.
Aye.
Holman.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Waterman.
Aye.
Saron.
Aye.
McFadden.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Risotto.
Aye.
Resolution 16-57-R is approved by a vote of 12 yes, no no's, 2 absent. Moving to item 13, which is approval of the Windmill City Festival Carnival permit and waiver of said fee for such. Somebody care to make that motion?
Well, do you want me to?
Yeah, you want to
talk
read?
about
I'm
it?
sorry.
Oh, that's fine. By ordinance, we need to approve any permit for a carnival, and the Park District has asked that we approve the carnival for the Windmill City Festival and waive the fee. So I so move that we do this.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Atek, second by Alderman McFadden for the approval of the permit and waiver of the fee for the Windmill City Carnival. Any further discussion on that? Clerk, call the roll.
Atek?
Aye.
Wolf?
Aye.
Fisher?
Aye.
Bryan?
Aye.
Callahan?
Aye.
Holman? Euler?
Aye.
Waterman?
Aye.
Saron?
Aye.
McFadden?
Aye.
Brown?
Aye.
Risotto?
Aye.
Motion is approved, 12 yes, no no's, 2 absent. Moving to 14, the administrator's report. Mr. McGrath.
Thanks, Mayor. First of all, the brush pickup that's coming up. For the east side, the pickup will be on the week of July 11th, followed by the week of July 18th for the west side. The next pickups will be August 8th that week for the east side, and the week of August 15th for the west side. As always, please have your articles out by 7 o'clock on the Monday of that week so our contractors can get through and clean up the city as quickly as possible. Also, business keeping, remember that because of the July 4th holiday yesterday, everyone's garbage pickup is going to be delayed by 1 day this week. We met last week with the Park District and reviewed the dam options from the 2003 period of time, as well as going through the erosion presentation that the cow saw last week. The Park District is anxious to meet again with the council, and as you can imagine, it's always difficult to try to find a date and a time, and we had proposed, or the proposal's on the table, and I wanted to see what the council thought about that, is whether we could actually have an early meeting time, like at 6 o'clock on July 18th before our regular city council meeting, and the park board would come in, and you have an hour and a half to discuss that, as well as the flag memorial. They have had a meeting about that, and they want to discuss that directly with the city council. Rahat Bari, our engineer, would also make the presentation on the history of how the last dam discussion went. So, Mayor, I'll leave that to you to see if that date or that time. I know it's kind of a little early and inconvenient, but we're just unable to find other times.
Everybody's sentiments on it. I think that we're under a little bit of a gun here. The Park District would like to have some discussions on those two items. And is anybody not going to be here that night?
I will not be.
Okay.
What day is that again? I'm sorry.
It's
July.
Monday, the 18th.
2 weeks from tonight, or 2 weeks from yesterday.
The 18th.
All right, well,
So 6 o'clock was the recommended start time?
Yes.
I'll be at the meeting. I'll try to make the 6 o'clock.
Okay.
I can't.
all right, well, why don't we shoot for it, and let's,
Okay.
I mean, probably we won't make any real final decisions that night anyway, but at least to create some dialogue and get some stuff out on the table for everybody to cogitate about.
Okay, great, thank you. Regarding the Baptist Church, we're going on a field trip this week with staff through the building to identify any items that might be of value for people who used to attend or their families used to attend the church, things that we think can be easily removed from the church and be made available for auction or purchase under some kind of process. As always, this is public property. We are somewhat constrained, but we would like to try to save as much as we can because we've gotten contact from a lot of people who have some interest in pews and things like that. I think I've already mentioned that our contract with the former congregation requires us, and we've been in contact with them to give them an opportunity to remove all or some of the stained glass windows if they want to take advantage of that. So we're starting that process. It's going to be maybe kind of complex. We need to get it organized because it has something to do with, or a lot to do with, what our demolition bids may look like. The name of the project that's going to be on that site is called One North Washington. And we've been working on our redevelopment agreement draft. It's being reviewed by the developers attorney after going through several iterations with the staff and the developer. We're trying to fine tune the timelines. There's a lot of timelines going on in the redevelopment agreement and plus our own planning and review process, as well as some real estate matters. So the draft will be sent out this week, and we will have a series of meetings on it. The first one we're hoping to have will be on a week from tonight, July 12th. We're not expecting any action. We would like to have some action by the first meeting of August, if at all possible, but we're hoping to put the redevelopment agreement on the agenda for the next 3 cows. So if you get that draft, please feel free to shoot us questions or comments at all, and we'll get them answered right away to the entire council. We'll also be appearing before the HPC about the demolition. We'll appear and talk about the history of the building, its physical demise. If you recall, we had structural engineering firm go through it 3 or 4 years ago, and basically their opinion was that it had about 5 years to go unless I think at least $1 million was put into the structure. I think while we all have a lot of respect for obviously the historic buildings here, the building is in such poor shape, and I think the benefit of what the community may get from it may weigh more and lead to demolition of the building. And if you also recall that when we purchased the building, the congregation itself had no issues at all with the building itself coming down. Of course, their theory was that the church is where the people are. So we are going to talk to the HPC about that. We are talking with the developer about possibly either utilizing something from the church or some kind of memorial or artistic presentation to be done, because at that very corner there's going to be some walls, so there'll be an opportunity to do something. So we'll be working with the HPC, because ultimately they make a recommendation on demolition, but the final word, of course, is up to the City Council. On Blue Goose, our consultants are meeting with Batavia Enterprises this week to review documentation that they need to try and analyze the request for incentive support and advise the city. We've developed a timeline of the various reviews that will occur when submittals are made, and we've gotten that to them. And that's it for the Blue Goose at the moment. The Suncast, they're building about a 350,000 square foot addition to their large building on Suncast Drive near Fabian. The building has been underway for several weeks. We got their letter of credit approved last week, so they're going to begin the next phase of work on the building. We've gotten a couple of calls from Siemens, and I'm sure we'll be glad to see when something happens on the site. The calls we've gotten were about some of the weeds that are occurring on the site. They've been cooperative. Work is supposed to happen very quickly to get rid of all those weeds. They are beginning the remediation work, and we're hoping that they have that done by this fall. And I just suggest that it's probably time for the conversation with the planners and the neighborhood about what to see there, because I expect that otherwise somebody will probably come in right away with some kind of plan. As I mentioned last week, Gary Holm did receive a reply from Batavia Enterprises. They're meeting this week on the floodplain issue down on South Shumway. As we have told you, we're searching for a position in the electric utility that tries to mesh a business with a high level of operations, and we've been unsuccessful so far. I had a good meeting with Gary and Wendy last week regarding a plan for this. We're going to meet with Laura on that as part of her orientation, and then we'll bring that to Cal for discussion. I also wanted to tell you that the electric utility received national recognition from the American Public Power Association for being in the top 25% of all public utilities in the nation in regards to reliability. And in Illinois, there are only 3 cities who have municipal utilities that received that recognition. It was Batavia, Geneva, and Wilmette. So that was for 2015. And branding, Scott Buning has drafted an RFP. We're reviewing it with Chris and I, and we'll have it out before the end of the week to potential vendors and bring that back to you. And see, you're probably familiar with the fact that we have we do some recording for BATV for the Municipal Minute every other week, and tomorrow's our day to do that. I'll be introducing Laura this week and get her a piece of her 15 minutes of fame right away. So that'll be exciting. I know she's looking forward to that. Then lastly, on Saturday, July 16th, the water utility is going to be conducting tours of the water treatment facility, which is just west of Wenmouth Road, which is about half a mile west of Randall, on Fabian Parkway. It's just past Wenmouth. It's on the south side of the road. It's free admission. There's been a lot of publicity about water and water quality lately, and John Dillon thought it would be a good idea to give some tours to show people where our drinking water actually comes from and what the city does to ensure that it's safe for everyone. So there's going to be a short presentation about the history of the utility and a tour of the treatment plant, how we treat it, and how the water makes it to your faucet. And that is not only being sponsored by the city and the water division, but also by the Batavia Environmental Commission. And they had a quote that said, with recent concerns about the safety of municipal water supplies, they are excited to partner with the water department to give citizens an up-close look at our treatment facilities and a chance to have their questions answered by the superintendent himself. So that's all I have.
Any questions of Mr. McGrath? That was a pretty comprehensive report. Alderman Callahan?
We tabled the massage establishment for Wilson for the conditional use. Since we've passed the body working ordinance, is there any movement on whether or not that's going to go in?
We have been told by the landlord that he has told them that he's not going any further with that business, and we have been told that he signed a lease for a tea business, but nobody's come in to us, but that's what we've been told.
Okay,
We did close that application because it's no longer valid. The landlord did withdraw the permission to make that application, so that is now closed.
Thank you. I think there's a sign that's popping over there for the new business, or another business, the tea business. Go ahead and sign over there.
Well, speaking of signs, I know the Superb Spa is still marked on the windows. Is that
sorry, I get confused. This one here?
This one's Superb Spa. I knew the one on Island, they've been gone for a couple months.
Yeah.
I knew that you were working on getting the signage.
We've been in touch with the landlord. We'll get back in touch with them again about the lettering to make sure that comes down.
Thank you.
Okay.
Scott,
Brown?
yeah, I'm wondering, since we did formally table that conversation and it's been closed, do we need to have it come back to committee to do any formal closure of it? No?
You just let it sit there forever.
Okay.
Anybody else for the city administrator? Thank you, Bill. Thank you. All right, moving to 15 committee reports. Alderman Brown, Community Development.
Thank you, Your Honor. Plan Commission meeting scheduled for tomorrow evening at 7:30 has been canceled. The Historic Preservation is scheduled for July 11th. It's a Monday at 5:30. There's nothing on their agenda at this point in time, but the meeting is scheduled. And the next cow is scheduled for July 12th at 7:30. And on the community development agenda is the Washington Wilson TIF eligibility findings report. And then as the administrator mentioned, the One Washington Place draft redevelopment agreement review. We'll also have an executive session at that time for the setting of the price of land for sale. And I did want to just report that at the last council meeting, we did have a nice presentation by Engineering Resource, out of Warrenville, about the riverbank erosion and restoration and what their recommendations were, and they gave us some options and had some nice slides, and as the administrator said, that's what they discussed with the Park District, and It was very informative. It took the area on the west side of the river from roughly the sewage treatment plant up to the footbridge right outside City Hall here, and gave us some ideas on what we could do there. And with the conversation we are having with the Park District, it's good to get them involved in this and move forward, together with this restoration. And there are some areas there that are in what you might call immediate need of some attention, because we do have some utilities that are subjected to some erosion. So we do need to keep this on the fast track and move it along, but we want to make sure we do it the correct way and bring the Park District in on it and make sure everybody's all in agreement with what we're doing. So it was a good meeting, and I look forward to the continued conversation with the Park District. That's all I have.
Government, somebody raise their hand. Government services, Alderman Atek.
Okay, for the foreseeable future, the only thing we have going is on the July 12th COW meeting. We're going to talk about network switches, the Water Street Studio BEI loan forgiveness for year 7, and a Class B5 liquor license for BP Amoco. That's it.
Okay, city services, Alderman Wolf.
City Services does not have anything on the COW agenda until July 26th. At that time, we'll be talking about contractor registrations.
Public utilities, Alderman O'Brien.
Thank you, Your Honor. July 12th, we will discuss the ordinance 16-40, amending Title 8 of the code regarding electric rates and metering. I'd also like to say, thanks to Bill for bringing up the award with the electric utility at 1. I mean, our electric utility is a good electric utility, and, it's a redundant system, so our services are always there. The reliability is there, and it's a very important point that people don't seem to get enough. They don't hear it enough, and so I just wanted to put it out there again for the residents that we do have a good electric utility, regardless of what the issues are with Prairie State. Beyond that, our guys do a good job, and the service is non-comparable. They do good work out there, and so I just wanted to give a plug for our electric division. So thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, other business, anybody in the council have anything else they wish to bring up? Alderman Callahan, you got all the tickets sold for the community dinner?
We have about 30 left, or 15 couples.
And anybody that's interested can obtain those by doing what or where?
They can contact me via my email at mcallahan@cityofbatavia.net, or you can call me on my cell, 630-624-8058, or go to our Facebook page for the event.
Okay, very good. Anybody else on the council have anything? Okay, going to the mayor's report, I just got a couple, I would describe them as items of information. Jamie Sam, I guess, was not able to come tonight, but she had contacted me last week and asked about the situation they're going to have. I believe it's also on the 16th at 7 p.m. The Batavia Main Street is going to have their very popular Cocktails in the Park party, which is around the back end of the building here. And if you haven't gotten a ticket or gone before, I'd encourage you to do so. It's a very nice party. But Jamie, and I don't know where this came from, and I guess I think it's probably a pretty good idea. Somehow or another, that somebody at Main Street decided to call that area back there Appleton Park. Now that's because this building is, if you know your Batavia history, was the Appleton manufacturing plant. It was originally built that way the building we're in was built in 1899 by the Van Noordwijk family as the Appleton Manufacturing Company, which made windmills and other various farm products, which were then shipped largely to the western United States. And so the Appleton was one of our windmill companies that was here. And so Main Street started calling this area behind us here Appleton Park. And I guess Jamie's request to me was, would there be such a thing as we could instruct the city attorney to draw up some type of a document officially proclaiming that to be Appleton Park, and I guess they could go ahead and advertise it. Now, she's telling me that there's a little bit of an issue when they're trying to advertise this fundraiser that they have when you say to everybody, well, come on down to City Hall, and people don't know if they're out here in the front, or they're out here in the front, or where this Appleton Park is. So they'd like to be able to put up some signage and kind of memorialize it and get it as Appleton Park. I guess I'm thinking, does anybody in the council have any problems with that? Bill, you want to?
Not a problem. But, Denny Kintop and I actually came across some salvaged metal columns that used to be from, I think, the First National Bank down the street here, and we thought we could put those at the entry there and have a nice arch over it that identified it as Appleton Park. So he and I would be glad to do that.
And that would be part of your welding career then?
Just the beginning. We'll bring in plans.
Well, I mean, I guess where I want to go with this, I guess I'd like to be able to tell Jamie tomorrow it's okay to advertise the thing as Appleton Park back there, and maybe we could ask the city attorney to prepare, what would this be, a resolution proclaiming that area as Appleton Park or something?
We'd look into it.
Okay.
I think it's a good idea.
Not the park, it is our property, not the park district.
That's our property.
It's a good idea.
I'm fine with it, yeah.
So everybody's kind of in agreement with that. I just wanted to run it by the council before I went ahead and made some pronouncement that we do that. The other thing I just wanted to share with you, we all watch with great interest, I think these days, the management of the state of Illinois as it applies around the finances and the ability of the governor and the state legislature to get together and pass a budget, which I guess we've done now for the remainder of the year. But needless to say, that whole situation has caused a lot of ill ease amongst other governments in Illinois as to whether or not they really have money or don't they, or is there going to be a road project, or is there going to be this, or is there going to be that? Well, as all of you know, I do have some interesting roles. I serve in the region, and the one of my, I serve as chairman of the Council of Mayors for the Metropolitan Planning Council's Chicago Metropolitan Agency for Planning's Council of Mayors, and I also have an opportunity to serve on the Metropolitan Planning Council as an advisory board member. And I am invited this next week to two different meetings on the 11th and the 14th in downtown Chicago, where we're going to have some conversations about all this type of stuff. And where I guess I wanted to share with you is that I think we should be sitting here tonight pretty pleased with ourselves and this community for how we run our government and how we're able to do stuff. Because right now, as most of you know, we have been successful through those organizations for the city to obtain some federal money to do some road projects in this town over the next couple of years. The most notable one is probably the rebuilding of West Main Street from Water Street out to Van Noordtreek, and that's planned to be done next year. Am I right, Gary? We're still on track to do that one next year?
Maybe slide into 2018.
Oh, okay. Well, we're aiming for sooner or later. And that would be a rebuilding of that street, and in addition to the street, we would be spending some utility money to do some sewer and water work there. And it's obviously something to be done, but at the end of the day, we got $2.5 million in federal money committed to that project. Now, those come to us with an 80-20 match deal, that the 80%, the $2.5 million is the 80% federal match, and then we have to match at 20%. And fortunately, our city has been run well enough over the last number of years by our current city administrator and our finance department that we've got the resources that when the feds call up and say, you got your local match, we can say, yes, we do. Where do you want us to send the check, or however we're going to do this. So we got that. As you also know, we've got some other commitments from the feds, and I don't know if we got the exact number, but again, 80-20 to resurface South Prairie Street from Wilson down to Pine, and then East Wilson Street from approximately the East Side Fire Station out to Kirk Road. So those will be major road projects that will go on in the community, largely will be paid for with federal dollars. So I'm feeling pretty good about our ability to do that. Again, what I want to share with you is I'm now in Chicago, and in my other world I'm in there, and there's a bunch of cities that are showing up saying, well, we came in and asked for this project, and now it comes time to throw the 20% on the table, and we don't have the 20%. And unfortunately, this is a song that's sung more often than not recently. And I just wanted to let you know that, we should be pleased with ourselves that we do have, when it comes time to do those 3 projects that we've already been awarded, we've got the ability to do those, and we're not sitting here dancing around. So I go to Chicago, and I leave there, and I get back on the train, because generally I take the trains from Geneva or Aurora in there. And I get on the train, and I sit here and think to myself, man, I'm really fortunate to be the mayor of the town I am, because at least I can come in here and I don't have to worry about telling you I don't have the money to meet the local 20% match. But that's a common thing in this region now, and it's driven, I think, more and more because of this angst about whether or not you go to the state legislature and get them to give us the 20%. And, all these legislators are telling, oh, wait a minute, we better not tell you to commit to anything because we don't know what's going on here. So there's some real division happening in the region as to your ability to spend and not to spend. And fortunately, we're on the right side of the table at this moment. But I can't begin to tell you when I go to Chicago, as I will next week for 2 days, how I repeatedly hear all this stuff about other towns that don't have the money. And so, we're sitting pretty good for all things considered, given the trials of the time that are out there faced by a number of other communities. So I just thought I'd close that up with tonight's meeting, because it's kind of a positive thing about our town and how well it's been run by the city administration that we have. So, all right, next item is adjournment. Alderman Brown, you want to make a motion?
I move we adjourn the city council meeting.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Brown, second by Alderman O'Brien. Clerk, take a voice vote. All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.